And let me tell you, for my folks, this for my folks who like to be wallflowers, who like to sit in corners, who like to who scared to be leaders, who scared to be called to their throne. Let me tell you like this, because you want to overly humble yourself, or you don't want no smoke. Let me say this, but you always end up being in the midst of the drama, in the midst of the crossfire. And I'm gonna tell you this, and I'm gonna say you what I'm gonna say this after I get done, right? I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying this. You will still go through stuff. I don't care how much you try to run from your throne, your position that God gave you, or the job that God gave you. You will still go through the smoke. You will still go through things. Have you ever been, you don't bother nobody, but people still bother you? Have you ever seen when you out the mix and people still talk about you? You ain't talked to these folks in years, but they still gossiping about you. Let me tell you like this. Or when you sitting in the corner and stuff you end up still getting smoked. You just like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm staying out the way. I'm quiet. I don't bother nobody. I say to myself, I don't fool with people. I'm done with people. I'm going to say it just like this, because this is my folks who got PTSD. Right? And I feel like these labels mess us up too. But I'm gonna be honest with you. You got trauma from dealing with people. So you like, I don't like people. I don't deal with people because I'm afraid. Because deep down it's really out of fear. You really like, you might love people for real. You might even have fun when you go. Some days you have fun with people. And you like, people ain't that bad as I thought they was. You will still continue getting smoke and continue getting negativity because you're not waking up to your calling. He putting a fire under your tail to let you know you're going to go through smoke either way. So you might well go and walk the path. But the thing about this path, instead of you sitting in there, I don't fool with people, I don't deal with people, and you start mingling, you will get pushed towards people that's actually good for you, when you won't have to do the work alone. So you thinking that your back against the wall, and the whole time you got angels that protect you. You got angels that's on the side of you. And just because you might ain't where you want to be, or you might feel like people shouldn't touch you at all, and you still might be feeling the smoking from people, it's still, like, I'm telling you, baby, your life could have been a lot worse than what it is. You see what I'm saying? Look, y'all, I'm going to tell you like this, and why I say this. Tell you why I say this. When I was young, right, I remember when I was in middle school, and I was afraid. I got my first pair of Jordans, and I was so afraid to wear my Jordans to school. And I know that sounds crazy, but it was just like, I was afraid to get made fun of or picked on, because, they seen me go from FUBUs and, wearing big old clothes or whatever. And I used to do that to hide myself. I used to be so timid in school when I really not that person for real, to the point that I used to wear a mask. And I never knew why. It was like I was always afraid to be myself, like around groups of people, because I was getting tapped out, getting made fun of so much. So I always had good hair, right? So my hair very scrunchy. Like, this is my real hair right now. And it was always scrunchy, and I never had perms and stuff like that. So to the point I used to wear braids and shit. People used to check me, call me Harriet Tubman. Then I used to wear glasses. And then I used to sleep in them so they were leaning a little bit with tape on them, right? And then I come from, I come from a little raggedy home or whatever. So I always overly humble myself, because I was so afraid of other people trying to humble me when people didn't have the right to, but they still did. Let me tell you this. I used to be so mad, and to the point I grew up angry. I still hold grudges at people from past childhood, and I'm learning to let it go, because I held grudges for so long, y'all. To the point, even though I dealt with those people, I still had a disgust in my heart, because it's just like, you don't do people like that. And I'm gonna tell you like this, and not to play victim, I'm gonna be real, 100% real with y'all. And my mama didn't know about it until I got older. So look, I think like a year ago. So I never told her a while, what was going on in school. You know what I'm saying? When I broke my teeth, I skipped 3 weeks of school. She didn't find out about it until I got older, because I was so afraid to tell her what was going on. I didn't want nobody making fun of me. They were making fun of me before I broke the teeth. You know what I'm saying? And it was because I never was, I wasn't waking up to the calling. I wasn't waking up, because I had wisdom since I was a kid. To the point that grown people always tell me to shh. You know what I'm saying? I always act like an old lady, but that's the wisdom that I had, because I know when stuff ain't right, I can see straight through people. I always had the gift. You get what I'm saying? To the point that I had. So instead of me healing from that when I was younger, whatever, or me not waking up and smell the coffee, actually being myself. Yeah, I was a wallflower for many years. Where the point where I like when people invite me somewhere, I gotta know the energy, because I feel energy, right? And when I tell people that, people be thinking I'm lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I tell people like, hey, like I feel like I something about that person, and it's just like, when you see people not good people, they would try to do anything to overly humble you. But instead of me waking up and smelling the coffee and standing up to, taking my throne, what God gave me, or the position that God gave me at a young age, since I've been a little girl, and I should have known that when I died at birth. Let me tell you like this. So anyways, it's another story for another day. So when I was young or whatever, I was scared to, actually, beat myself at school or whatever, to the point, just because I came from a little raggedy home. My mama always worked 2 jobs. My mama made sure we were good. We never was without food. I was always good. Even if we went from going to Boosters, my mama made sure I had plenty of clothes, even from Walmart. I was a kid. You get what I'm saying? And I never knew that my mama would actually buy me a pair of J's until I asked for it. Because closed mouth don't get fed, right? And I love shoes and I love fashion. I always have been. So when I got to high school and I started asking, my mama started giving it to me. So she started giving me the shoes, even when she came. My mama a single parent. You know what I'm saying? So, and I started, getting shoes and stuff like this. And let me tell you like this, baby. This when I started waking up a little bit, but I still was asleep. And this how I know it don't matter. Like when I was wearing big clothes, people were checking me. So I was scared to wear clothes or be myself because I was scared. I was trying to be a wallflower. I didn't want to be noticed. So I tried to always sit in the shell. I sat in my shell for so long, right? Still not waking up to the tea. And then it's time to wake up. So I get to high school. I changed all the way. I ended up wearing tighter clothes. Not tight, but it was more fitted. And I started wearing J's like a mug, and I was getting perms then. So my hair started switching. Y'all, I bullshit you not. I had so many people talking about me to the point I'm just like dying, to the point I'm starting humbling myself a little bit again. I'm already a humble person. I'm down to earth when I walk in the room. Hey y'all, what's up? What it do? Right? The people don't talk about that, but people talk about the Angry Bird type of situation, right? So I'm getting hate from people. I'm just like, damn, what the fuck I do to you, right? Excuse my French, y'all. So I'm not understanding. So I'm getting that victimhood, right? So I'm not knowing that that this a test. At an early age. So I had some stuff going on. Mugs was talking about me real bad. One of my friend girls was coming telling me, hey, you got groups of mugs talking about you, this and that. Woo. I ain't did shit to these people. You get what I'm saying? Nothing enough so you go in classrooms talk about me. Nothing enough for you can go in there and gossip about me, right? So I'm mad about that. I'm angry about that for a long time. So I get older or whatever, right? I was scared to date attractive men. I was scared of it. I was always scared of. I was always, I still, dealt with, attractive men, but I was afraid to date because I was so timid. I had so much anxiety around date because I got made fun of so much. And people, guess what they come out of? My looks. The main thing they come out of my looks. Like one girl told me, oh, the only way you get attention because you got contacts. So to the point it made me kind of insecure about my looks. You get what I'm saying? When I got older, you know what I'm saying? And I realized that people that talked about me can't even talk about me. Let me tell you like this. Well, I'm not even going to go through all the moves, right? But I'm going to tell you like this. I kept so many people around me because I had attachment wounds. I had abandonment wounds. You know what I'm saying? Well, at the point where people knew so much about me, I was so afraid. You know what I'm saying? Now, it wasn't even the stuff that they knew wasn't really even none to, like, shit, anybody could know, right? So I was so worried about people, dragging my name through the mud, and I was still doing it even when I was still connected with a lot of people, right? To the point I became a people pleaser. I really became a people pleaser until I woke up and smelled the coffee. Let me tell you like this. If you got a position to play, to a role to play, I'm gonna need you to wake up for it. Let me tell you, like, I started being a people pleaser, and I started being a real villain to people that's actually the villain. You get what I'm saying? I started taking myself back from people who made me feel like crap. You get what I'm saying? My whole entire life, everybody I ran across made me feel like shit. Everybody I ran across, every time I was being vulnerable and I was being happy, people made me feel like shit. People did me dirty. And I used to never want to talk about it because I had so much ego to the point I used to, fight fire with fire. Well, sometimes I just get crazy. I be, jumping out of character or whatever. And sometimes some things, when people were talking shit, I just let it go because I'm not an internet person, right? And that's what they had the upper hand on me. If I don't do internet, you're going to always win. So I'm going to tell you a part 2. Listen to this real quick.